What up, y'all? Tina here. Let's get into my coverage of the Jonathan Majors trial, day one. This should be short, sweet, straight to the point. So if you're not aware, the actor Jonathan Majors is on trial for misdemeanor assault charges against his ex-girlfriend, Grace Jabari. She said he abused her. He said she abused him. So right now he's on trial because obviously the DA believes that you was the one hitting her. All right, that's just where we at right now. This is what we learned today. The jury will only consist of 6 people, most likely because this is just a misdemeanor. They're not felony charges. The day ended with no jurors being selected because majority of the time was consumed with the judge trying to decide if he was going to let the testimonies in of Jonathan Majors' previous ex-girlfriends. The prosecution is asking to use these women as essentially character witnesses to go over their history of alleged abuse, emotional and physical, from Majors. The judge will make that ruling tomorrow, Thursday, November 30th, on if those testimonies will be allowed in or if it'll just continue to be sealed and not available to the public. Of course, Jonathan Majors does not want any of that information to get out because pretty much like they said, it could taint the jury and it also can be bad on his reputation in Hollywood if he's looked at as this kind of bad guy or a troubled person. You don't want to see 2 or 3 women getting on the stand saying they've dealt with similar things. You know, allowing these women in can be tough and it can really be quite damning to his reputation. On the flip side, this could also mean that the DA has a very weak case because you would think generally the accuser's testimony along with other evidence should be enough to go ahead and wrap this case up, but evidently it's not, so they need a little backup to help seal this deal. You know, there's obviously holes in the accuser's accusations, and I think once she gets on the stand for cross-examination, she may not have a good time with that. The DA is saying Jonathan Majors broke the accuser's finger during an altercation they had in the backseat of a Uber, a car, a taxi. Problem is, there's been footage released showing that the accuser was freely using her hand. And we all know, if you've played any sports and if you've even jammed your finger, nonetheless, breaking the finger, you're not able to use your hand. So I think Jonathan Majors' lawyers are going to zone in on all of the things that she done after the altercation to prove that, hey, he didn't break her finger. There's no way that happened. Look at what she's doing. Look what she's doing here. Look what she's doing there. So I think that's why the prosecution is probably going to want to bring in these ex-girlfriends to speak to his character because maybe the current accuser's testimony may not be strong enough. You know, in my opinion, this case is going to be left up to the accuser and the driver. The accuser is going to have to explain what really happened, and it has to be believable, and it has to make sense that he broke your finger, but yet you were still able to use your hand pretty fine. Another key witness is the driver. We got to figure out what the driver is going to say because he's the person closest to the incident. On the flip side, he was driving, so he probably wasn't able to see what was going on, but I'm pretty sure he could hear the altercation. So the driver and the accuser are going to be the main 2 people that's going to make or break this case, honestly. Now, will Jonathan Majors take the stand? I don't know. If it was me and I'm 100% innocent, I'm getting on the stand to tell my story of what happened. I don't know if he'll get up and talk because the burden of proof is left on the prosecution and not him. But if my life was depending on it, and some people might say, these are just misdemeanors. This is his life. This is his career. If he is convicted of even one of these charges, it's over for him. I would probably take the stand, but I guess we'll see. So that's all the news I have for today. I'll be doing day 2 coverage. I'll also be covering the ASAP Rocky case. I can't even get into the YSL case. It's so many moving parts. But if you like entertainment, news, and rumors, follow me, subscribe, and leave a comment below. How do you think the Jonathan Majors trial is going to turn out? Peace out, y'all.